If you want a single SSD to serve all of your storage needs for the foreseeable future, I don't think there's a better option than the Sabrent Rocket Q. I have the 4TB one, although they do up to 8TB in a single drive, which is insane. It's also incredibly impressive, so in this video I want to take you around it, see how it performs and all that good stuff. But first, a message from this video sponsor, ASRock, and their Z490 Phantom gaming boards like this, the Velocita. They support Intel's 10th generation and future Intel Core processors, as well as featuring 12-phase DuctMOS power design, Phantom Gaming 2.5GB Ethernet for up to 2.5 times the bandwidth, as well as Nahimic audio for a great 7.1 surround experience, and of course ASRock Polychrome Sync RGB for all of your lighting needs. If you want to check out the Z490 boards, visit the link in the description below. How can Sabrent squeeze this much storage into something this incredibly tiny? Well, the short answer anyway is kind of in its name, Q. That means that it uses the less reliable, less quick, but much more storage dense QLC or quad level cell or 4-bit flash, which is different to the 3-bit flash you'd find in most consumer SSDs today. QLC isn't as durable, hence why this 4TB drive has an endurance rating of just 960 TB written, which for a 4TB drive isn't fantastic. Now with that said, and to put it in context, you would need to write the entire capacity of this drive every day for 240 days to reach that limit. In the real world, most people who are using this as their OS drive, their games drive, and work or whatever else will never get anywhere close to writing that much data, and so you can expect this to last for a good number of years. So what about performance? Well, like I said, QLC isn't as fast as TLC that you'd find on most consumer drives, but that's okay because, especially with QLC drives, it's pretty common to have a pretty large SLC or single-bit cache, and this one is no exception. In fact, it has a quarter of its capacity as a SLC cache, which is incredible and means that you get phenomenal performance as long as the cache isn't full. Taking a look at some synthetic benchmarks, you can see that when the cache is empty, you get incredible performance. It's pretty much as fast as any other Gen 3 NVMe SSD, with about 3 GB per second in writes and about 3.4 GB per second in reads. Even my real-world stress test, which stresses both the controller pretty heavily in reads and writes simultaneously, duplicating a large data set of files, I was seeing over a gigabyte per second on sort of reads writes performance, which is actually a really good score. When the cache filled up though, pretty much exactly after about 1 terabyte of written data, yeah, it fell off a cliff. It was writing about 180 megabytes per second, which really isn't fantastic, although to be fair, it's still just about the same speed as a mechanical hard drive, so at least you're not getting worse performance than that. Now, like I said, you need to write about 1 terabyte of data pretty much all at once, at least enough that it can't flush that data to the QLC flash and instead has to keep it in SLC. And so for most people, you won't get anywhere near to writing that much data to it all at once, such that you ever see that performance drop. Now, as for temperatures, the drive sat around about 72 degrees Celsius when doing my pretty long stress test of writing over 1 terabyte of data to it, and that's actually pretty good. The thermal throttling point is 75, and that was without any heat sinks on it, just the copper tape that's on the front of it, and that's without reasonably good airflow. If you do have some good airflow and even a heatsink on top of it, I can't imagine you have any trouble with the temperatures for the drive. But of course, all of that speed and capacity comes at a price. The hole it leaves in your wallet. The 4 terabyte drive I have here costs £670, and if you want the 8 terabyte one, that'll be £1,400. That's more than most people's entire gaming PCs, and I can understand if you are turned away by the prospect. But if you want that all SSD single drive life, unfortunately, that's the price you're going to have to pay. Now, they do offer a more reasonable 1 terabyte capacity for a equally reasonable £110 price tag, but if you're after a single SSD to meet your whole storage needs in a single drive, then I don't know that there's anything else I would more easily recommend than this, and especially considering that while it does have some flaws in its, if you run out of SLC cache and obviously its endurance, it's still a very, very impressive drive that I'm pretty happy to recommend as long as you're the right buyer for it. And with that said, those are my thoughts, but I would love to hear yours in the comments down below. What do you think of the drive? Is it something you'd pick up yourself, or would you rather go for a faster Gen 4 drive instead, a bit lower capacity, or would you go for the 1TB one or something smaller, or just not at all? Let me know in those comments down below. Now, if you want to check out the Rocket Q, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description down below. That'll be an Amazon affiliate link that will take you to a local Amazon store. We can see pricing when and where you watch this, because it can and does vary. And hey, by the time you watch this, hopefully it'll come down in price too, and maybe a bit more affordable. Either way, there are also a load of other links in the description down below, including sponsor links. There's also a load of affiliate links that you can check out from people like Overclockers UK, VPN options, Humble Bundle, Streamlabs OBS, and a whole lot more. There's even merch or hoodies or t-shirts like this one if you want to check that out too. There's also a subscribe button you can check out if you want to see more videos like this one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there will be some more videos over there you can check out. I'll probably leave the Sabrent Rocket Gen 4 drive so you can check that one out and see how it compares. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments down below. But otherwise, we'll see you on the next video.